Hi, and welcome to our first episode of the Artsy-Fartzy Experience podcast. Today we're going to be talking about tackling the post-holiday clutter, focusing on sorting and organizing Christmas gifts and all those impulse buys.
Welcome to the Artsy-Fartzy Experience with your host, Elizabeth, the creative, hardworking mom of 4 and a former public school art teacher. In this podcast, we dive into the colorful world of decluttering, home organization, and balancing the bustling life of raising 4 children. Each episode, Elizabeth shares her insider tips on transforming chaos into order. So grab your paintbrush, or maybe just a cup of coffee, and let's get artastic.
To start with, let's preface, I am currently on a journey, a house decluttering journey. I do not have everything 100% figured out. I am on my way, and I hope that you join me on my journey to a simpler lifestyle that is more manageable for me and more enjoyable for my family. As you know, I am sure the more stuff that we have to manage, whether it's in our schedules, in our home, in our life, the more stressed that we are. And when we are stressed, our family feels that stress from us. So we're going to talk specifically about Christmas. We are currently on New Year's Eve here, and we are going to talk about recovering from the holiday, because I'm still recovering from the holiday. I'm feeling not too bad this year, and I want to tell you how or why. And I'm really looking forward to celebrating tonight with some fun food with my kids and my husband, and just kind of taking it easy. So to start out, I have been working on this with my children for a couple of years now. And so when I came to them before Christmas, each with a cardboard box, they actually weren't that fazed. I gave them each a box, and I said, okay, we need to make room for the new items we're going to be getting at Christmas. And we need to take all of the things that we don't use now or don't need now, and we're going to donate them. And kids, there's other kids in the world that could really use this item. And what better time than before Christmas? We're going to make sure that all these things leave our home and are able to be used by someone else. So that preface of they know new things are coming in really helps. That takes away that edge of worry that they're going to be deprived of something by giving something up. They're not deprived. They know they're getting gifts. My children are very blessed. My children are very blessed. That's what we're going to call it. Especially my oldest. She was the first grandchild on both sides of the family. So this kid had everything. Everyone wanted to dote on her, which was awesome and amazing, and yet really overwhelming. She had so much stuff that I didn't even know what to do with. And then she really had that fear of giving things up. So she's come a long way on this journey with me, and she's kind of the reason that I started, her and myself, of course, but she's kind of getting it now that she's old enough. She's 10, and she understands. So she was ready to go. She was ready to fill her box. And then I have child number 2, and he has ADHD. And we actually don't keep as much stuff in his room. And that's a whole nother episode waiting to happen in the future. But what do ADHD kids not like to do? Tedious, boring tasks like cleaning their room. So cleaning your room for an ADHD child is just the bane of their existence. It's boring. They don't want to have to do it. It's super not fun, and they get distracted really easily. So cleaning up that toy becomes playing with that toy. So we have really tailored down his items that he has in his room, which has been a blessing to him. He doesn't have to work as hard to clean it up at the end of the day. And he realized when he was working on his box, he's like, I don't have that much stuff. And he's like, where's all my toys? Which he 100% didn't miss them at all until he realized he didn't have as much stuff to put in the box as he thought he might. So then I also allow the kids to get rid of clothes at this time because, well, we're in the winter season. They know that they're not going to wear this t-shirt anymore, okay, come summer, or they're in winter and they're currently going through their long sleeve stuff and they're like, I don't like this anymore. I'm not wearing it this winter. It's not going to happen. So changing of the seasons is a great time to help strategize and go through our items, especially clothes, right? So that helped him a little bit. He put a couple of clothes in there and a couple of toys he really realized he doesn't need, or things that are broken, especially boy moms, things that are broken. They're trash now. You can't even donate that, right? It's trash. They don't love it. Let it go. Just let it go. And if it makes them feel better, I throw it in the donate box and then I throw it away later. They don't need to know what happened to it. Yeah, some little boy's gonna love this. And he thinks that some little boy is gonna love his truck that's missing a wheel just as much as he did, and that's fine. And last, I had my little number 3, Peanut. She has a hard time knowing what to give up. I don't know. She doesn't care. Actually, she doesn't care about anything. So she'll just, woo, sure, that can go. So we have all these little different personalities and she's just ready to chuck it all in, which is actually awesome, right? Because she's willing to give it up. But then weird for me at the same time, because I'm like, are you sure? Are you sure? And I have to edit myself into not question. Don't question when a kid is ready to get rid of something and he's gonna put it in the box or she's gonna put it in the box. And so I go, okay, and I hold my breath and I just put it in the box anyway. So we did all that decluttering beforehand. Everybody had a cardboard box, and child number 4, he's 2, and he doesn't have much because I finally learned, now that I've had 3 other children, to stop buying so much stuff that they don't need. And I have now begun asking our relatives to stop buying stuff they don't need. So that's my next tip. We have started creating Christmas lists. So the kids have a guided list, and I say, please just get the things that they really are asking for on their list and don't get anything else. They don't need $10 store toys. They don't need that cheap little thing that you, impulse buy that you grabbed at the grocery store. They don't need it. Please either do experiences, which I know are expensive, but maybe multiple people chip in and do that, which is great. Or a specific item they have asked for, that's great. Donating to their college fund, super awesome. I love that one. And that's the gift that keeps on giving. That's what I'm telling my relatives. It's a gift that keeps on giving. It's going to give them their future. What's better than that? And let's see. Or if you really want to get them something, you get that one nice thing. One really nice thing is worth so much more than 10 cheap things that are going to break or they didn't ask for in the first place or are garbage. So that's all prefaced. So what are we going to do when we're sorting out all these new gifts? So then now after Christmas, during Christmas, let's back up. During Christmas, my children each get a cardboard box while they're opening their Christmas gifts. And so they open their Christmas gift. I love it. Don't play with it yet, please. Dear goodness, please don't open that box in my living room. I have them put them into their cardboard box. And at the end of Christmas, they take their cardboard box and they bring that to their room. And now that it's in their room, now go to town. You can open it, you find a home for it. Everything needs to have a home. And if we don't have a home for things, then something's gotta go. So it's an exchange. So you're not the bad guy. They already decluttered their room a little bit. It's prepared, it's a little bit better than it was. So now that they have this item and they have to figure out where it's going to live now in their room, it has to have a spot. The floor is not a spot. The dresser top is not a spot. It needs to live somewhere. So whether it's a shelf or in a toy box or in a bin, they need to find that spot. And then if something else is there that's in the way, either that needs to get donated, trashed, recycled, or it needs to find its new home. So if you're going to keep this item here and that's in the way, that also has to have a home. So now where is that home? So they need to make choices. The room is the box, the room is the container. And these items need to live in your room. They're your things that you need to manage. And if you can't figure out where they live, then something else needs to give, okay? So now you're not the bad guy telling them that they have to chuck an old toy. The box, the room, is the bad guy because the room only holds so much, okay? So then that takes a little bit of the blame off of us. Child number 3, she's only 5. So for her, she needs me to go in and help her find homes for everything. She's not very good at doing that. My 10-year-old, however, number 1, she's awesome. She was on it. She did it all herself. I didn't have to go in. I don't mess with her. I don't mess with her mojo. As long as I can enter her room and I see that it's picked up, she can have her stuff wherever she wants. And she's found her system that she likes. She's kind of a hider. So she actually has like a drawer in her dresser that she uses for jewelry now. So it's not on her. It's not on one of those stands on her dresser, because that didn't work for her. That was a mess. Things fell out all over the place. But now she has a whole dresser drawer. Instead of having underwear in this drawer, she has jewelry and earrings and sunglasses and a couple other little tchotchkes. Okay, they're not on her floor. They're not all over the dresser top. I'm happy with that. She's happy with that. She made those choices for herself. She got some new pajamas. All right, you got new pajamas. Let's get rid of some of the old pajamas. And those things can now go. Which, speaking of pajamas, just reminded me of a story I want to share with you guys. So speaking of our guided gift list, those guided gift lists help relatives, but relatives do not always necessarily follow those lists, right? So I have prefaced, all of our relatives know that I'm trying to simplify our home to have a happier, healthier home for everybody. But some people can't wrap their heads around what that means. Because, well, one, they're mostly not here, okay? We've moved and most of our relatives don't live near us. And 2, everybody has their own baggage, okay? So when you have someone that's frustrating you with their gift giving, you have to give them a little grace. We're going to give them grace that they had something in their life that affects their gift giving. And they have every right to give your children whatever gift they want to give them. It's their money they're spending. They can give them whatever they want, okay? That being said, it is also your right to manage your home and all of your stuff however you want. So they can give you whatever they want, but you get to also edit your home how you want. You have to live here. They don't get to make that choice for you, okay? So, that drum set, I don't know. In our case, unicorn pajamas. So unicorn pajamas, at one point I had told a relative that pajamas were a good gift for the kids because they really needed pajamas. But then that person proceeded to buy them 5 pairs of pajamas instead of a pair of pajamas. And now it's a thing. They buy them pajamas. And child number 1, who's 10, does not need unicorn pajamas. Does not want unicorn pajamas. And that's very sweet of them to get them. She thought they were cute. That person thought that they were pretty. But child number 1 doesn't want unicorn pajamas. So instead of saying anything to that person, although don't come at me in the comments, I'm not going to say anything about those pajamas. I'm going to say something in the future for guiding, but I'm not going to hurt that person's feelings about these pajamas. But child number 1 said, I do not want these. Can we donate them? So we will be donating them to an organization that's called Operation Christmas Child. And you don't know what that is. It's something that only takes new items but it's gifting to children all around the world, and these kids might never ever have a gift in their life. But it also is faith-based. Look it up. It's cool. Great use of these pajamas that she doesn't want, and we can make a really nice gift out of this. Okay. But that grace that this person needs is that when they were a child, their parents didn't buy them very many clothes, and they actually had to work. Their parents were a butcher general store. So the dad was a butcher and they owned a general store, and the children worked in the general store, and then they had to use their money to buy their own clothes. So I provide my children with all the clothes they need, more than they need. They don't need clothes, okay? So I make sure that my children have everything that they need. I am on it, okay? That's why I earn my extra money to be able to provide Christmas gifts and clothes for my children. That's actually literally the two main things why I have a job. And but this person's bringing that baggage. They're bringing that experience of worried as a child, having to worry about having enough clothes or having new clothes. And so she doesn't want the kids to not have clothes, so then she purchases them clothes. So I find it frustrating, especially when they're like used clothes that my children don't need, or they look really used. That frustrates me. But I have to let that go, and I have to forgive and let that go, because they're not doing it with an ill intent. However, I now have to manage those items. So it is somewhat burdensome that, yes, now we have to take that mental load and donate them. But instead of being upset about it, I now go through whatever a box or whatever this person might send of clothes, and I go, new, okay. And then does the kid like it? And if there anything that's used, poof, goes straight into a donation pile. And then anything that's new that could be given to Operation Christmas Child, then I set that aside for Operation Christmas Child. And it has now become more of a liquid transaction. It just comes and goes, and I'm trying to let it flow without it making me upset, because then that's expelling energy that I don't need to, and that was not the intent. That was not the spirit of the act. It's not to give you a hard time. It's whatever their thing is in the back of their mind, and we're going to let it go. We're going to raise it up for them and give them the grace that they need for that problem, okay? Whatever that need that they need to fulfill. All right, now that being said, so we're going to deal with duplicate and unwanted items. So we said, okay, so we got this thing and we donated it. That was an unwanted item, and I donate to a charity. Primo, great. Oh, here's my co-host, the cat, Ginny, is snuggling up for those of you that can't see. And so we can donate it. We can regift it. So if we find items that, okay, my child doesn't want this, or I don't need this, but I can give it as a teacher gift, or I can give it as a birthday gift for a kid's birthday party. Okay, that's another great use of those items. And then duplicates. So I actually do have, I think, 2 duplicates this year. And one, I literally asked the person for, I gave them the idea for our baby, our 2-year-old. And then just by happenstance, another person bought the same thing. And in their zest, they opened it up and started playing with them. Luckily, we didn't open the other one. Thank goodness. But now that's on my list of things to do. Now I need to contact that relative and say, hey, so we accidentally got a duplicate. I know that they're going to be cool enough to go, hey, yeah, sure. Here's the thing. Send it into Amazon. No worries. Okay. So that's an easy peasy solution. Other solutions that you can do, you can return things to the store even if you don't have a gift receipt. Now that one was ordered on Amazon, and I know it was, and it's in a different kind of packaging. But if it was something that was bought from a store and you don't have a gift receipt, you still can return it to the store. The only downfall is that you're going to have a store credit. They're going to give you only the credit for shopping in that store. So that saves them, that protects them. So if it wasn't really bought in that store, they still have the physical product that they can now resell. And then you can shop in the store. And hey, that's fair. Impulse buying. Okay. So I did a couple of impulse buys. I did. One was actually my own Christmas gift, which I do really like. So I bought a self emptying vacuum, one of those Roombas that, and it's not a Roomba though, it's iHome, that empties itself. I love those kind of purchases. It really was an impulse buy. It was on super sale, which is how they get you, right? And I am going to keep this one because anything that saves me time, I think is money well spent. If it saves me time and effort, if I'm buying back my time, that is money well spent. Now, that being said, if I did the after Christmas sale and I bought 4 sets of dishes I don't need, whatever it is, cups, and I'm not really sure if I can regift it or what I'm going to use it for, then bring it back. It's okay. You had the fun. The fun part was the shopping, right? You had the fun. So let it go. It's okay to let it go. So as far as impulse buys go, if there is anything that you bought over the holiday season or post-Christmas, evaluate right now. Do I have the room for this item? Can something else go? Can something else leave to have room for this item? Or should I return this item? Do I really need it? Do I not need this anymore? Was it really the fun of shopping for it and I don't need this item? I can return it and have my money back because gosh, I really shouldn't have done that. And depending on the item, you might get a restocking fee for like expensive electronics, like Apple something or whatever. But if you really can't afford it, then let it go. Let it go. I'm on my mission to let it go. Because that is our mantra for 2024, people. Let it go. Let it go. Because it's only hurting you. It's not hurting anybody else. It's hurting you and your pocketbook and your peace of mind. And these items are going to sit there and nag you. So unless you're using it, unless you are 100%, I am going to use this item, that other thing is trash, it's gone, or I really needed this, and I'm using it, I'm going to use it, fine. But if it's going to sit there and stare at you and tell you how much money you just wasted on this thing, really, this is a moment of soul searching. Are you going to use the air fryer? Are you going to use the air fryer? Because not only is that air fryer going to sit there and say, you wasted money on me, it's also going to take up your counter space or your cabinet space, because those aren't little. Those are a big deal. So do you need the air fryer? Or can you really just cook it on the stove? I don't know. I don't have an air fryer. I kind of am curious. I might do it someday, but not yet because I'm still trying to get rid of stuff. So maybe someday I will go ahead and do that. Or the bread maker. I kind of want to make my own breads. I think it would be great, but I haven't gone there yet because where am I going to put the bread maker? I have to get rid of more crap. So evaluate. Do I need it? Doesn't mean never. It doesn't mean never, ever can I have that bread maker. It means not right now. Not right now. Not right now. I can't afford it right now. Or I don't have room for it right now. So it's okay to say no. It's okay to say whoops. And hey, that grace that we were giving our relative that, bought the thing that we didn't want our kids to have, give ourselves some grace too, right? We deserve forgiveness. We deserve to make mistakes and be able to move on. So I hope all that helps a little bit with your post-Christmas decluttering and letting go of some of the things that we don't need, whether it's physical things or emotional things. And I really hope that you subscribe wherever that subscribe-y type thing is. I really appreciate the video because I guess all that stuff helps, right? And we will do this again on another subject, like working on kid-friendly organization. I think that's what we're going to talk about next time. So if you like big families, decluttering, trying to get your life together, you know, like a mom boss, but struggling all the way in reality, like real people, what real people do, and not the Pinterest perfect Instagram look. This is reality. I am reality based and doing the best that I can. Then this is a home for you. So I appreciate you. Thank you for listening all the way to the end. This is Elizabeth with the Artsy Fartsy Experience, and let's get artastic.